the MacVoices update for June 2025. This is MacVoices. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. This is the June 2025 MacVoices update. Yes, once again, I'm sneaking it in just under the wire of the month change. That's just the way it seems to work out because we've had so much great content, and I'm still playing catch up on some of it. That includes the Road to MacStock series, which we were interspersing with our regular content, as well as some of the wrap-up NAB coverage that we were also interspersing with our regular content. That meant that June was an extra busy month for MacVoices, and I couldn't be happier about that. I hope you are as well. I wanted to mention just a couple things this month, just as almost as reminders. The first thing is that I don't really expect everyone to listen or watch every version of MacVoices. I would love it if you did, and I hope you do. But if you just find that certain topics just aren't your thing, skip over them. That's fine. There's no problem with that. The idea with MacVoices is to make sure we give you things to think about, things to know that you need to know, and give you a little perspective on not just Apple technology, but technology in general, especially when it comes to things like security, AI, some of the hottest topics. Not all of, especially the MacVoices Live panel members, agree on some of those subjects. And for me, and I hope for you, that's what makes those discussions compelling and thought-provoking. So that's the first thing. The second thing, and it's sort of along the lines of the first, is that I've been experimenting and trying to cut down some of the shows, especially the MacVoices Live shows, into more easily digestible bits, if you will, targeting somewhere between 20 and 35 minutes. Now, sometimes that doesn't work out because I don't sit here with the timer during the live shows with any kind of countdown and say, okay, now we have to switch topics. We cover the topics for as long as the panel feels like they need to talk about them and to get all the views expressed. So sometimes that makes it easy to cut shows into bite-sized pieces. Other times the bites get a little larger because I want to make sure that we don't just cut off discussions right in the middle. But what you will find if you've been paying attention is that we do conclude most given topics at any given time inside one episode and then shift to another topic or at least a related story into the next episode. So hopefully that makes it a little easier for you to say, yeah, I'm really into this, or maybe I'm not into that, or I can't wait to see what the next episode brings. Because we bounce all over the place when it comes to those live episodes, as well as some of our regular interviews. I personally have found that when you start pushing towards 60 minutes or longer, and as much as I like long-form interviews because I feel they're more informative, I find that when they're cut down into smaller sections, I can consume them more easily, and it makes me anticipate the rest of the show a little bit more. So that's the philosophy I'm following. If you don't agree with that, or if you have comments on it, please, I would love to hear from you because really, I want to make the show as enjoyable for you as I possibly can. So with comments about that or anything else, you can find me as chuck@macvoices.com, or even better yet, use the contact form on the MacVoices website. That makes sure that your email gets to me and doesn't get caught in a spam filter, or at least I hope that's the case. Other than that, you know what I'm going to say next. Well, one of the things I'm going to say next is I hope you're checking out all of the assets we have. The MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter, as well as MacVoices Magazine, where we look at some of the articles of the week, or really on an ongoing basis, that help you do more with your tech, especially your Apple tech. The idea there is to, while MacVoices Live addresses a lot of current events, the MacVoices Magazine really doesn't. We just target what you can do with your Mac, how-tos, tips, tricks, those kind of things. So look for it on Flipboard under MacVoices Magazine, or check the MacVoices website for links to the web version, as well as the ability to subscribe in your RSS feed. Finally, The Mac Voices publication schedule this week, which is the July 4th weekend, holiday weekend here in the U.S., may be a little bit disrupted. Not quite sure yet, because that's just the way holiday weekend plans develop. So my intent is to have something out for you every day to enjoy. But if it doesn't happen, just understand that nothing bad has happened. We just decided, or schedules dictated, that something didn't get published quite when I anticipated. With that, it's the support report time, and as always, I thank all the folks who contribute to Mac Voices on Patreon and help keep us going. As a reminder, if you do become a Mac Voices patron, you get your name in the end credits of every show during the month that you are a patron. You get access to the Mac Voices Slack as well as the Mac Voices Discord. So feel free to jump in there for as little as $1 a month. And of course, anything above that is greatly appreciated. But even $1 a month helps, because if everybody just gave $1 a month, it would make a huge difference. And it already makes a huge difference for the people that have done that level and also the higher levels. It gives me the funds to keep Mac Voices going and to keep experimenting with things and bringing you different kinds of content. And hopefully you are enjoying it. So this month's support report goes something like this. At Platinum, we have Ash and Marty J. At Gold, we have Webb B, David G, Robert G, Tim G, and Keith M. At Silver, we have AIM, Baz, Cletus H, Craig A, Eric B, Fallen C, Brett C, Bruce E, John E, Barry M, Chuck P, George R, Andrea S, and Daniel S. And at Bronze, we have Brian F., Ronald F., Craig H., Clinton M., John M., Kevin K., Patrick N., Prop P, and Soyuz. Once again, a huge thank you to all of the patrons I just listed, and anyone else who supports Mac Voices as well, whether you buy through our links, whether you visit our advertisers, or just simply help spread the word about Mac Voices by writing reviews or liking and sharing our social media posts. It all helps grow Mac Voices and keep it going. And I'm especially grateful for every time you do that, no matter how small an effort or how big an effort, and whether I know about it or not, I really, really appreciate it. I'll be back with more soon. If you're in the U.S., have a fantastic and safe July 4th weekend. And if you are everywhere else, just have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with Mac Voices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.